How do you suppose Fairy Mary was able to lift all that thickness with those little tiny wings? Hi, I'm Mark, and this is Subliteral Network. I make art and comics, and thanks for watching. Remember to hit like and subscribe and to leave your feedback in the comments. I post art daily, 5 days a week on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and this is a roundup of that work in case you missed it, with a little more detailed description added. You can read my Una the Cave Bunny comics free at radiocomics.com, and my new one-shot comic called Searchers is now available for pre-order at burningstarcomics.net. Please visit my Patreon page if you'd like to support my work, and all these links are in my description and bio. I had bought my daughter those Pixie Hollow books with Tinkerbell and a whole bunch of other fairies in Pixie Hollow. They had really nice illustrations in them, but they also had Fairy Mary, who ran around with this leaf clipboard keeping tabs on all the other fairies. But Fairy Mary, as you can see, was a little different. She was a little thicker, a little cuter, and I guess she was supposed to be kind of a mother hen to the rest of the fairies. But there is a ton of fan art of Fairy Mary out there, and I had always wanted to draw her, and so I did. So this is a panel from my Una the Cave Bunny story, Flight of the Cave Bunnies, which, well, you can read on radiocomics.com for free. But I picked this panel out because one of the things that I really want to do and really tried to do with my Una stories was to get a lot of this kind of athleticism and action going. I wanted action poses. I wanted characters to be jumping around and doing, very dynamic things. Because I, like everyone else, I guess, grew up on superhero comics, and I wanted it to have the superheroic elements, because Una, at the end of the day, is more or less a superheroine, because she has this strength to fight these giant dinosaurs. Plus, it's a fact that in America, in recent decades, superhero comics are pretty much dominated in terms of sales, popularity, and what people expect out of a comic book. So, knowing that, a lot of comic readers are kind of stuck on superheroes and consider any other kind of comics inferior or weird even. But I always thought it kind of weird. I try to come back with this because comics of all kinds, even on the newsstands, there used to be all different kinds there. Funny comics. There was Betty and Veronica, like teenage girl comics. There was superheroes. There was mystery, and all horror comics, and all kinds of comics. But superheroes crowded out the genre, and there are people who have studied and examined why. Maybe it was sales or popularity, or the comics code, for instance, wasn't that interested in having horror comics on newsstands where kids could get at them. There are a lot of reasons, but I don't like the idea that anything other than superhero comics aren't real comics. If you ever travel outside the United States, or even look at comics that are available, from other countries, you can see clearly, obviously, that is not true. So when I do my Una the Cave Bunny comics, I feel like I need to make them very good. The best kind of comics that I can make, because they should be. A lot of furry comics really sort of, I think they lower their quality a lot. You got people not drawing backgrounds or drawing badly, making poor looking comics, not well composed pages, just sort of, the list goes on. And I thought that's why, in a way, these comics don't get any respect. You got to search far and wide to find good furry comics. So one day I think I'll do just sort of a video focusing on the comics that I do, why I think the genres should be appreciated more, and point out examples of comics done well in the genre by good artists. And also I want to talk about bad superhero comics too. So I found this as I was going through a box of some art. It was a half-finished sketch card size little Sharpie drawing. So if I remember right, I think just the jeans and some of the green color in the background was there. So I ended up taking out my Copics and doing some skin and coloring in like the bikini top in the hair. But this is me now getting my colors under control. So nowadays I will reach a lot more for gray colors and not so bright colors, trying to, and just maybe picking one or two colors instead of just picking markers and stuff out at random and making a mishmash of color. They actually taught me how to do that in school. You know, how to work with things like color harmonies, muted palettes, things like that. But I've been getting lazy lately because I've been kind of running out of ideas. And I said, you're running out of ideas because you're getting lazy. So a little more thought, and I can kind of get some more interesting color going. And also a lot of the white areas that you see, the dots in the eyes, some of the brush strokes in the hair are with a product that I got. I knew about it for years. I never got any. It is called Bleed Proof White by Dr. Martens. And it is an opaque, water-soluble white paint that is used to be used to touch up pictures, black and white art and stuff like that before photography, when they used to use cameras and stuff to actually photograph art. And it's really nice. I feel bad that I didn't start using it earlier. It is wonderful, it's water soluble, but it's not that hard. I mean, it's not. It's kind of hard to smudge it and stuff. It dries quickly. I like to use a whiteout or something that is something that is opaque and not water soluble. But this bleed proof white is fine, and I no longer seem to care about whether my artwork is going to be left out in the rain or something. This drawing started out from my file of unfinished pencil drawings. If I remember right, it was incredibly faint and just barely sketched in there, and the robot wasn't there either. But by the time I got through with it, this is what we had. So a lot of time has passed since Star Wars, and those big giant metal robots, if I really think about it, they start to look a little dated or just a little strange. But I don't know, I have a real fondness for the big clunky metal kind. So I didn't really think of making the girl as a robot until like the very last stages. And that little triangle on her forehead, I usually stick something like that on my robot girls to let you know they're robots. And I might go back in there and put the same triangle on the robot's head. Wait a minute, yeah, it is up there, see it? Although, I don't know, it looks in perspective and looks a little funny. But yeah, they both have their robot triangles on their heads. So they're both robots, but they work in different sectors. And I wonder if you could guess which sector they work in. I'd like to thank you, my subscribers, and especially my new subscribers. I'm very happy you enjoy hearing something more about the work that I'm doing, and I hope the videos are entertaining, and I really hope you can come back for more.